Welcome to the lesson on the importance of stewardship. Today we will learn about stewardship. What does the word stewardship mean to you? To make informed decisions about our environment, we must be knowledgeable about the various dimensions of sustainability and prepared to participate in the decision-making process. Stewardship is an ethical value that embodies the responsible planning and management of resources. The concepts of stewardship can be applied to the environment in nature, economics, health, property, information, theology, and cultural resources. Salmon are currently being threatened, and many rivers in the Atlantic provinces have been depleted of their normal healthy fish stocks. Some of these threats are natural, but many are the result of human activities. Salmon and trout restoration activities has been designed to help the depleted rivers produce close to the numbers of juvenile salmonoids they are biologically capable of supporting. The success or failure of a restoration project can depend on how all of the factors influence the fish's life cycle and the river's health come together. Stewardship over the river may include the addition of extra juvenile fish, the closure of a river to sport fishing, or the restriction of commercial fishing to increase the salmon numbers over time. The patrolling of a heavily poached river or the cleanup of a polluted river can also result in the enhancement of fish numbers. River protection and fishery closure can play a vital role in the success of an enhancement project. Habitat improvement is also a type of enhancement. Natural obstructions such as waterfalls or beaver dams and barriers such as power dams, poorly constructed culverts, and log jams can make a water system inaccessible to migrating fish. Replacing poorly constructed culverts, building fishways, removing wooden barriers, or blasting a waterfall to change its shape can allow new access for sea-run fish in an unused river system or tributary. Road construction near a river can stir up silt, which chokes and smothers river life, particularly the young fry in developing eggs. Logging in the area of a riverbank removes trees that hold the soil in place and absorb rainwater. During heavy rainfalls, soil and silt can be washed into the river, choking and killing everything for long distances downstream. Proper construction practices and sensible logging operations can ensure that these factors have little effect on the river health in the future. Water pollution is another potential to salmon health. This can refer to the presence of garbage, poisonous chemicals, or oil in a river or pond. But the most common sources in Atlantic Canada are acid rain, sewage from communities, and washed out fertilizers from farming areas. The addition of sewage and fertilizers can provide so much nutrition to the river that the freshwater plankton and plants undergo a population explosion. When they die, they can smother the fish and insects by using most of the water's oxygen in the decaying process. This is called eutrophication. A badly eutrophated water system usually has its surface and bottom covered with green algae, scum, and dead fish. To ensure success, some restoration projects incorporate the release of hatchery-reared juvenile salmon or trout to rivers and lakes. These projects are used in situations where previously unused habitats is being made accessible to migrating fish and where overfishing and population have reduced the wild fish stocks to virtual elimination. If you have a Fish Friends tank in your classroom, you're doing your part to help be salmon stewards. Some in-stream techniques are used to help restore the natural fish habitat to a more natural state. For example, a well-placed digger log mimics a fallen tree in its position across the stream. It is anchored to the bottom in the bank, either straight across or at an angle. As the water flows over the log, silt is cleansed naturally from the stream bed, and rocks are moved from the downside of the stream and accumulate on the upstream side, and eventually a pool is formed on the downstream side. The counting fence is a very important tool in stream monitoring and salmon restoration. It is commonly used for collecting and counting adult fish, determining their origin, and collecting a scale sample for genetic research. The fence consists of closely packed steel piping which slides up and down and fits the shape of the river. It is placed across the width of the river so that fish swimming upstream cannot get around it. As they attempt to move upstream, they are forced into a wooden trap in the center of the V-shaped counting fence. Useful information about fish migrations and populations can be gained by keeping careful records of the fish passing through a river during the summer. Now it's time to get out your activity books. In this activity, students will apply their understanding of sustainability from the previous lessons. They are presented with a series of situations in which they must decide what actions they would take. Sometimes it's not easy to know what to do to help the environment. Here are several situations where this happens. They are called dilemmas because it's not clear what action should be taken. In each situation described below, a dilemma is presented and you are given several choices about what you would do. Write down your decision in your activity book and then share it with the class. Dilemma number 1. You are fishing at a secluded lake and have caught 7 fish during your first day at the lake. Now on the second day, the fishing has been great and you caught 5 fish in the first hour, all of which are bigger than yesterday's fish. The law allows you to possess 12 fish. Here are your options. Should you A. Continue to fish and keep all the fish? B. Get rid of the smaller fish you caught yesterday and keep the big ones to stay within your limit? C. Have fish for lunch? D. Quit fishing and go for a hike? Or E. Other. Dilemma 3. You and a friend have a favorite lake where you like to fish. In the past, you have caught trout, but now you only catch small perch. There's a dam at the end of the lake, so the trout might not have been able to leave the lake to spawn. Your friend wants to introduce a new species of fish to the lake, a type that eats perch. Here are your options. Should you A. Help your friend introduce a new species? B. Report your friend for illegally introducing a new species? C. Form a group to build a fishway at the dam and restore the lake with trout? Or D. Organize a fishing competition to catch all the perch, a perchathon? Or E. Now it is your turn. Write about a situation that could possibly be a dilemma in your community. Have other members of your class suggest the best possible action to take. We have now completed all of the Fish Friends lessons. Congratulations! The next step is to release your salmon. We cannot wait to have you guys visit us here at the center for Splash Days and to release our salmon into the Hammond River.